Phyllis, I think you're muted or something.
No, I'm not muted. I muted everybody else out. So I'm waiting to the strike of 8 o'clock. There it is. Good morning, Wakanna Nation. Sorry about that. I probably kept a few of you from saying good morning to us, but happy holiday weekend. I'm going to go on and get out of the way. My name is Phyllis Nash. I'm your Chief Sales Officer here at Wakanna, one of the four co-founders. And we are here with Wake Up with Wakanna and with our own CEO, Melissa Boston, someone I've known now since 2006. I can't believe it's been that long. I can blink and see it yesterday, her standing in front of the room saying that she had just fired her boss the day before from corporate America, earning six figures a year, but not the time freedom she needed to spend with the people that meant most to her. Went into social selling full time, where she became MVP of three companies, had teams in over 46 countries, guys. And then in 2017, pivoted and came back to corporate America when a mentor of hers asked her to be the CEO of his cannabis company. Well, 2 years after taking that company to 225,000 a month, the thought of Wakanna was born, and here we are 3 years and a couple of months later. Can you believe it? Melissa, are you out there? You take it
Hey,
away.
Phyllis. I am out here. Good morning. Good morning to everybody on the line. Oh, my goodness, Phyllis. Thank you so much for all you do. It is just always amazing to wake up and hear our dynamic, our amazing, our awesome CSO, our midwife, our first diamond, our first double diamond, just so humbly and graciously welcoming all of you to the call. And of course, happy holidays to all. I know this is a holiday today. I know many of you are off. Some of you have some awesome plans with your family and friends, and hopefully everyone has some great plans. It was so awesome seeing you, Phyllis, and Kristen and Sylvia. Mike, had a chance to hang out with my hubby with you guys and celebrate the Memorial Day holiday weekend. And so I want to just again say good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to welcome everyone to the line. If you are brand new in the business, hey, good morning to you as well. If you are someone who might have just ranked up, perhaps you've hit bronze, maybe you've hit CV for the first time, we want to say good morning and welcome to you as well. And of course, all of our awesome and amazing folks who've already hit, our director level. Maybe you are already there at the sapphire status, ruby, emerald, diamond, and beyond. We want to welcome all of you as well to the line. In fact, today we have a chance to give you a sneak preview of who has already qualified for CV. So if you have already hit your numbers, listen out for your name, because we want to make sure we give you your recognition. Of course, the end of the month is not yet over, so many of you are going to hit the list probably by the time we read it next week. In fact, next week we'll all be on flights to Jamaica, so we're going to figure out exactly how that call is going to happen, but it will happen. So make sure you tune in all week, and we're going to figure out something, because it would be great to tune in at least a couple times from Jamaica so that you can see exactly what's going on. I mean, just so many exciting things in front of us. And so again, good morning, good morning, good morning. I want to kick this call off by sharing our vision and mission statement. Our vision is we exist to help end the negative stigma that has caused communities around the world to suffer and lose out on the health and wealth benefits of the cannabis plant. Our mission is we are the catalyst to start a movement that inspires people to confidently move into the legal space as entrepreneurs, formulators, and investors, evoking the courage and strength of people to take back their health, wealth, legacy, and freedom. This weekend coming up, also too, a reminder, we do have our next certification class, okay? And so it's going to be interesting, but guess what, guys? This is going to be a great way for you to get all of your new people plugged in so they can see exactly what's happening. I know on Sunday, it's pretty normal. On Monday, because we are in Jamaica, most of that will be recorded, but you do want to tune in, especially with your new people, because there's always something great for them to learn. And what I believe is sometimes you can't just hear something once. You got to watch it over and over to really take your life to the next level. But again, you want to mark your calendar for certification. Father's Day specials. Oh my goodness, Father's Day specials right now are in effect, and hopefully you've had a chance to grab up some of those Father's Day specials. They are starting to move off the shelves, and so you want to make sure you get yours while supplies last. In fact, we also have some special things we're preparing for Juneteenth. In fact, with Juneteenth, we have some limited edition Juneteenth masks. You're going to want to check out the website and purchase your Juneteenth mask right now. Our July conference, can you believe it? I cannot even believe we're just literally about a month and a week out, so about 5 to 6 weeks out from our July conference. And so you're going to actually be able to purchase your tickets in a few days. You're going to be able to get on there, get those tickets. I will warn you, this conference, our VIP is going to sell out really, really fast. And so if you are someone who wants to make sure you have all access and VIP, you're going to want to stay tuned because a big promo is coming out on that, and you're going to want to grab up all of your tickets. Now, I want to just kind of let you guys in on something. Before I leave for Jamaica next week, I have to make a pit stop, okay? And my pit stop is in Hawaii, okay? And so do you know anybody in Hawaii? I know I've already heard from some of you. On Wednesday, I actually have a location, and I will have the opportunity to do some scans and some one-on-ones. If those of you, I have a group that I'll be meeting with on Tuesday, but that's a private session. But on Wednesday, I really want to help support any person who has maybe family, maybe you have friends over in Hawaii. I'll be in Honolulu. I believe they call it Waikiki, that area there. And that will be available. I believe it's going to start, I'll be able to start sometime around 4. I think so far my earliest appointment is 5, but I'll go until, all the way up until probably 10 o'clock that night. I'm going to try to scan as many people as I can. So if you know people in Hawaii, stay tuned because I'm going to drop some details via email. I probably won't put it out too much on social media because, again, I don't want a big crowd. I want to be able to do it on a one-on-one basis and scan just, again, so we can plant those seeds. I mean, wouldn't it be fabulous, for Wakanna to officially launch big time in Hawaii? Right now, we do have customers over there. We have distributors. In fact, I'm meeting with a few of our distributors as well. Just really going to use that opportunity. It's one of those last-minute trips. Got invited over. I'm under non-disclosure, can't give a lot of the details, but what I always want to do is leverage opportunities and just the fact that, Hawaii, right? Everybody wants to have a business that can look like a vacation. And that's what we've always done in this industry. We built our businesses in some of the most exotic islands in the world. And so when you're doing business in places like, whether it's Bermuda, in places like Bahamas, in places like Jamaica, it's like this, your life starts to look like most people's vacations, right? And so you want to be able to leverage these type of things. And here's the cool thing about Hawaii, it's like going to another country, but it's in the United States, right? So it's our territory. You don't need a passport. I mean, it's just one of those no-brainers, especially if you ever had people that are the military. A lot of times they stop through there on one of their assignments, and many of them have contacts. And so even if you don't think you know anyone there, ask, who do you know that lives there? So that you can maybe find that one contact that becomes the Willie Mooney, okay, that becomes the Gigi Harris, that becomes the Dr. Roz, the Bernadine Kirkland of Hawaii, that becomes the Dr. Kim of Hawaii, right? Don't you want to create that sort of momentum for yourself? And so I would just encourage you to go through that memory jogger with some of your new people and try to find at least 2 or 3 people while I'm there that perhaps I can have a chance to talk with to you on your behalf. So I wanted to put that out there just because, again, I believe that we're going to have a big team over there. I remember with our last company, we had a huge team over there in Hawaii, and we would actually go to Hawaii 2 to 3 times a year. I mean, it was just always exciting. And just imagine you can build a business like this. I remember a few years ago, some of you went over to Hawaii and you were there for the AMA, and it was just great because you had a chance to meet a lot of people, but some of those people didn't even live there, right? So many of your contacts ended up in Texas, ended up in Georgia, and so now this time we just want to be a little intentional in finding a few people that actually live there, that are ready to build, that are ready to take things to that next level, so that every quarter we can have a reason to go to places like Hawaii, especially whenever it gets so bad here in Chicago. We just need that getaway. I mean, that is going to be absolutely awesome, and I am claiming it. I know we're going to have big business over there, and I believe some of that business is going to be under some of you on this line, because you're going to listen to what I'm saying. You're going to go find a contact, and guess what happens? You're going to make some things happen, and we're going to see our business in Hawaii start to explode, okay? Also, too, just wanted to kind of give you a quick update with the flat belly lifestyle. We did have the call yesterday, and I'm always so proud and so in awe because we didn't put anything out there. We knew it was Memorial Day. So, we always say, hey, if people show up, we're going to be there for you guys. And it was about 40 people consistently on the line from beginning to end. The call lasted 2 hours, right? After the presentation, it was another hour and 15 minutes with Dr. Prince and Willie Mooney. And it was awesome. You guys had a chance to get your questions answered. Learned just some more stuff about, the cleanse, the program, and all your guests were able to get their questions answered. So that's just a great, great call. Can't wait. We have a new presentation that's coming out of a brand new PowerPoint for the Flat Belly Lifestyle, and it will debut this coming Sunday. We've been working behind the scenes to really just tighten it up, right? To give you guys some award-winning graphics, right? To take the slides to that next level. We always want to upgrade that. And following that, what's also exciting is we do have brochures that are finally going to get available in your back office that you can actually go and purchase, just like our amazing brochures we have right now for the CBD education, for the CBD opportunity. This weekend on our corporate call, Doris Mosley, our VP of our hair division, she said, hey, we really want to get a brochure also for the hair products. When she did the scans, for the scalp scans a week ago, she said one of the things that people constantly ask for is a brochure about the products. And so she is working on a brochure as we speak. And so wouldn't that be great to have multiple brochures on various products so that you can really help take your business to that next level? And so just know there's a lot of things that's going to follow that, guys. Some of it you're going to be able to provide for free because we will put a few items in PDF form. So just like the letter that you can send to a church or a faith-based organization, there will be a follow-up PDF too that you can just email, because we want to make as many tools as accessible as possible where you don't always have to, spend money, right, to market our business. Perhaps ways you can market it also on social media. So just know the team's got a lot of different things going on right now. I know Errol is probably a little bit overwhelmed right now because he's kind of our one-man show when it comes to really taking our graphics to the next level, but we have given him some relief. We actually have another team we coordinated with, and they're the ones helping us with PowerPoint and some other tools too. So we just really want to keep things moving, give you guys as much ammunition as you need so that you can really take it to that next level. And so also too, for those of you who've been a part of our phenomenal recipe group, this book is going to be so exciting. I am so excited. Some of you have already started submitting your recipes. I mean, this is going to take our businesses to such a high level, especially when we're working inside of the faith-based groups and larger groups, and we have a chance to not only just come, share our information via brochures and PowerPoints, but really have something we can leave them that they can follow as a blueprint, right? A guide, right? Recipes and just tips for their ultimate success. And so that's awesome and amazing. We will still have our next meeting coming up this Thursday. We've been meeting every single week. So if you've missed it, make sure you tune in because we did announce those of you who have been selected for that amazing book based on your own submission, right? You're the ones who submitted, okay? So we're working with the ones who want to work, with us on the project. So we want to just, again, congratulate each and every one of you. Now, before I go through some closing remarks, I do want to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of sneak preview to let you know what's going on with CV this month. In fact, many of you are out there really working to get it done. I do recognize, this is May, okay, going into June. So people are already on holiday. So we get that. But there's some of you that decided to just dig in, to go for it. And so I want to just give a shout out because I know many of you are also pushing for that 1,000 CV. I know there's been a lot of talk about hitting silver this month. And some of you have already answered the call, and I'm just so proud to see your names on this list. And so I'm going to start with our bronze, and then we're going to end up with those of you who've actually already qualified for silver. And so at our bronze level, now I will also share with you the exact amount so that if anything's off, you can go to your My Data Viewer. And that's the key. Go to your data viewer, because if it's not showing up in your data viewer, it's not going to show up on this report, which means perhaps the order ended up on the wrong website. Who knows? but you got to go back there, do your research so that you don't get caught off guard wondering why you're not showing for CV. And so let's start with our bronze. We have at Gigi Harris at 505.84. Okay, it's 505.84. We have Cherie Eppinger at 506.50. We have Binky's Bates, also known as Beatrice Foster, at 507. We have Tavares D. Little at 515.50. We have Eleanor Mallory Davis at 519. We have Daryl C. Scott at 547.50. Fatima Horn at 614.50. We have Alexia Malcolm at 627. We have Philip and Dr. Kim Smith-Dautry at 632. We have Cynthia McKnight Taylor at 814.61. We have Erica and Troy Zachary at 819. We have Willie E. Mooney at 852. Deborah Blackman Parrish at 929. And so those of you, if I've just named your name so far, you're at bronze. You want to keep pushing, and get to silver. Now I will read our silver qualifiers. Dr. Rosalind Schaubelt at 1,044. Tara, oh my gosh, Tara Shackerfeld, oh my goodness, did you guys, this is one of our amazing employees. She has taken it to the next level. She's at 1,059. You go, Tara. That is so awesome. That is amazing. People just are stepping up, guys. And so you want to make sure you step up to the plate. You want to get to that silver, and you want to do it this month. We have Bernadine Kirkland at 1,289.92. and Ernestine Davis at 1,335.95. And so if I've called your name, you are on the list. If I did not call your name, what that means is you need to hurry up and get those numbers in because you have 2 more days. And so with that said, we want to take a quick break and move on to our VP of Operations, Shannon King, so that she can let you know really what are the hot products, what's moving off the shelf this month, so that you know exactly how to strategize your business. And so without any further ado, Shannon King, if you can go ahead and take it away. Are you unmuted, Shannon? And we may not have Shannon today. So, and now next week, we're in Jamaica, so we're going to have to figure that out because I know Shannon is with us in Jamaica because we need you guys to know your numbers. But without any further ado, I did prepare a special message for everyone today because I do know, a lot of times, again, in business, it's really about personal development. We got to keep, stretching our mind. We got to keep taking our business to that next level. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk about, there's something that we always call practicing the golden rule. And we've heard of that before, treating others as you would want them to treat you. I mean, that's very, very important in business. And what I want you to do is think about yourself as a customer. So imagine in business, and this is something even a good practice for our employees. This is a good practice for any person that deals with customers, because a lot of times, in business, we don't always think about ourselves as it relates to how we would want people to treat us, even as we're prospecting. Think about when you prospect people. How is it that you want to be prospected? I mean, there's times when you've probably been approached by people and it's such a turnoff, right? I mean, have you ever been on social media and someone reaches out to you and it's like they literally probably haven't talked to you for years. They haven't even checked out your page to know what you're doing. And now they're in your inbox trying to spam you on some business, and you're all of a sudden feeling a little bit appalled, right? And so it's kind of like this. A lot of times we know what we want to do and we kind of do what we want to do, but we don't oftentimes think about how does this come across to other people. And so one of the things that I want everyone to think about is think about yourself as a customer. How would you like to be treated? Obviously, you would want whoever's on the other end to really take time to understand, if it's something that really could be beneficial to you at all. Like I know when you're trying to prospect, especially on Facebook, one of the biggest challenges that I find people, they don't connect because they haven't taken the time to research somebody's page, to really see what that person is even into, to see if they may already be very successful at a business. And so what happens a lot of times is you find your inbox, like my inbox, it's full of so much spam from people all over the place trying to tell you to take a look at their videos. And here's the crazy part about it, guys. Sometimes you might find yourself in that same boat, right? Where you're not just the person receiving all the spam, but you're the person out there pushing out all that spam. And so I want you to really start thinking about this business in a way where you're now starting to figure out, how do I attract people to my business? You know, what do I do to really attract people to my business? And one of the first things that we do in order to attract people to our business is to realize the power within you, right? To realize that you have such a power within you to really unlock your inborn genius. Because the reality is, they did a study, you know, on children. And when they tested like 95% of young children, you know, they were finding they were still performing at what they call genius levels. But when these same children were tested as adults, only 5% performed with high levels of creativity and imagination. So when it comes to creativity and imagination, you know, when we're young, we have so much creativity. We have so much imagination, but that imagination and that creativity just keeps getting suppressed, because we'll tell our parents, hey, we want to do this. And they're like, oh my goodness, you got to be careful. Oh, don't do that. Or, oh, don't. So by the time we're adults, we really start to be programmed. And unfortunately, this programming is going to determine the outcome of our business. It's going to determine the outcome of our success. And you got to really start thinking about this. You know, what is it that's really going to determine your income here at Wakanna? What's going to determine your income at any business? See, every single person on this line has a self-concept for the money that you earn. And sometimes that self-concept, because you've never had the ability in front of you that you've earned, you know, millions of dollars. Maybe you've never earned a multiple six-figure income in 1 year. So perhaps what happens is we limit ourselves based on our self-concept of where you perceive your level of income. And a lot of that is subconscious. In fact, the psychologist found that you can never earn 10% more or less than your self-concept level of income. And I want you to think about that for a second. So sometimes we ask ourselves, why is it that certain people tend to always make these high levels of income and some people stay stagnant? And so the reality is this, guys, there is usually very little difference in talent between the person who earns $50,000 per year and the person who earns $100,000 a year. See, the only difference is that one settled at a lower level while the other has refused to settle for anything less than $100,000 a year. And we can say the same thing applies for somebody who earns $100,000 a year and $1 million a year. See, in order to increase your income, you must first achieve your financial goals within your mind. See, once we change the financial goals in our mind, they can now manifest into reality. And so I really want you to marinate on that for a second. So it really starts first with looking at how you're doing your business. Are you putting the personal development in? How are you treating other people? How are you treating your customers? How are you treating your prospects? How is your brand coming across? Is your brand coming across as an authentic brand that cares and connects with people based on their needs, based on you having the ability to try to solve problems? If you see somebody's having serious issues with anxiety and now you develop a conversation so we can determine, you know, if this could be something that can help them. You know, we don't just, hey, I got something that's going to change your life, because people get so skeptical of that. You know, it comes across as such a salesperson. We've got to be the person who's really working to care, to listen, right? When you listen to people, what you're going to find is you're going to find that people will line up and spend money with you all day long because they see you now as someone that's connecting them with resources to help change and empower your life, okay? And so I want you to first think about it in terms of, again, practicing the golden rule. How are you treating your customers? How are you treating your distributors? And how are you treating your prospects? And really reshaping your brand. I want you to unlock your creativity. I want us to get back to those moments, right? where we realize that we can do anything and everything. And that sometimes starts with just affirmations. You know, if we know that at childhood, we were a genius in creativity and imagination, and now we're operating, you know, at not genius levels, right? We want to start letting ourselves know we are geniuses. So you want to get up in the morning and let yourself know, I am a genius. I am worthy. I am awesome. And it might sound at first like an exaggeration, but it isn't, because remember, we have this subconscious mind that will believe whatever you tell it, okay? And the fact that at one point in your life, you have the ability to perform at genius levels, it means that you can perform at genius levels in any industry that you want. See, right now within you, you have the ability to do more and be more than you've ever had before. You have an inborn capacity to exceed all your previous accomplishments, okay? You have enormous reserves of creativity, of intelligence. You have more potential than you could use in 100 lifetimes. I'm going to say that again. You have more potential than you could use in 100 lifetimes. And it's up for you to go out there and pull out that potential. Because at the end of the day, guys, I know you're on this line. You know, you're getting up every morning at 8 o'clock. You're plugging in. You're hanging on to nuggets, trying to figure out how to take your life to the next level. So that means every single person on this line, in some capacity, even if you say, oh, I don't want to be diamond. And as soon as you say you don't want to be diamond, well, guess what? The universe all honors that command. Okay, so we don't want to have that mentality. And a lot of times we say that because we don't want to disappoint ourselves, right? We feel like, you know what, I don't want to put something out there and get myself hopeful. And so we really want to realize that if we want to grow to the top, you know, of any company, you know, we must first grow and fill your own bucket up daily, okay? And how you fill your bucket up daily is, yes, you fill it up with positive affirmations. Yes, you fill it up by being around supportive people that are going to believe in you, that are going to pour into you, that when you tell them you have goals and dreams, they're going to be there to support it. Not the naysayers, right? Not the haters, right? Not the people that want to be your dream killers and dream stealers. And then the other thing you really have to do to fill that bucket up is you got to continue to plug in. Whether you're plugging into this call, whether you're plugging into the Zooms, you know, our Diamond Factory, our Wednesday call, our Thursday, Friday, you know, you got to keep plugging in. You got to keep learning. See, the day you stop learning and trying to get better is the day you will fall out of being in the top, you know, leadership positions of any company. So you got to constantly dedicate yourself, right, to learning everything you have that you can. You want to be on every call because you never know who will be that next person that pours a nugget into you that takes you to that next level. And see, sometimes you might have walked past already somebody that you could have prospected that could have been that next 6-figure or 7-figure earner in your business, okay? Because a lot of times, again, if we're not personally developing, we don't understand strategies and how we can actually go out there and really prospect and bring in those type of people. And so we've got to get back, you know, in the game of learning, in the arena of personal development. See, if you bring your personal problems with you, right? And now all of a sudden you're bringing those inside of your business, and instead of talking about changing the world, instead of talking about going to the next level, you and your group are talking about all the problems you have. You're talking about all the drama you're experiencing at work. You're talking about all the things that went wrong. So you're not focused on living your best life if we're constantly in a state of looking at all the things that are going wrong. If we're so worried about the next person who's out there breaking records and we're feeling more jealous or envious because that person's doing well, and we're not, instead of using that as your motivation, see, when somebody else does well, you should look at it like, well, why not me, right? It's okay for that to motivate you. It's okay for that to wake you up. It's okay for you to utilize that and say, wait a minute, you know, I want it to be my turn, you know, let me go out there and do what it takes. Because at the end of the day, if somebody's out there doing big things, guess what that means, folks? That means they're sacrificing time, energy, money. And if you're not sacrificing that same time, energy, and money, and all we want to do is have, you know, negative things to say, can we imagine why our business will stay stuck? And so we've got to really put ourselves in a different state of mind so that we can have not only the positive energy to bring forth and manifest the life of our dreams, but we really want to be that person who encourages others. You want to really cheer for people just like it was you. If you see somebody do something extraordinary, cheer for them as if it was you. And guess what happens? That energy you put into them, it's like a boomerang. It starts coming back around. And now you want to start following some of these nuggets that I'm sharing today so that you can live the type of life that you've always dreamed about. You can reach those high ranks. You can decide to be the person who doesn't settle for 50,000. You know, you can be the type of person that may not even settle for 100,000. You might make up your mind today that guess what? You're going to go out there and get into that $250,000 arena. And then you're going to get into that so it's step by step, but we have to put the work in. And the work starts inside. That's the good news. The good news that it's within our control because the work starts inside of us. And if we know already that you have what it takes to be creative, to use your imagination, to actually develop the skill sets, to go diamond, to go double diamond, there's somebody on this line, right, that's going to be the first 5-star diamond of Wakanna. And you might want to make it your mind, that's you. Because guess what? By claiming these things, you're going to put your business in a whole different direction because, see, the universe, really honors what you continue to repeat, because, again, it's your subconscious mind that just starts to go to work. Your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between something that may be perceived as a lie or the truth. It hears it, and all of a sudden, things start happening, and you start moving your life in a different direction. And the bottom line, guys, is you want to put yourself in a position where you can not only earn a great living, right, but you're going to actually take this, duplicate it, and help others to do the same thing, because that, in my opinion, is the most rewarding. See, it was always great when I was in businesses and I would go out, maybe earn, some kind of, hey, people say Melissa was MVP of several companies. That's great. But guess what, guys? Guess what was more gratifying? I remember at one of the conferences, I was on stage, but I had 19 people behind me. They were on stage because guess what? All of them had earned over $100,000 in a year in that business. And see, for me, that was more gratifying. And so what you want to do is you want it to start with you, okay? So you first have to do that checkup or the neck up. You got to go out there and realize that, wait a minute, I'm here, every week I'm listening to these names and they're succeeding in this business. You just have to ask yourself, do you want the success, right? Do we want the success? Are we hungry? Like I said last week, are we hungry, right? Do we want success more than we want to breathe, okay? I mean, when you get to the point where you're hungry and you're now taking these nuggets, you're starting to implement those, you're starting to do the thing to get the power, your business will start to transform and go in a different direction. And again, the good news is it starts within. We're the ones. We're not the victims, guys. There's no one that's causing our business to fail. We can't blame it on the system. We can't blame it on our upline. We can't blame it on our sponsor. It all starts within. You've got to make up your mind. Make a decision that you want to win in this business, and you want to win so big. You want your success to be unlimited. You want to go out there and have a business that transforms your life. And I believe in each and every one of you. I believe that you can do it. And I believe that you are absolutely the type of people that will be those next set of 5-star diamonds, but you have to be the one to claim it. We can't claim it for you. We can't want it more for you than you want it for yourself. So you got to want it more for yourself than we want it for you. And that's when things are going to start to change. And so with that said, I want to just remind everyone, we do have a great lineup today. I do know we will have our Save Our Strands. I know a lot of our hairstylists, hey, they're off. So get them on at 2:30, guys. Let them get plugged in to know what's going on, with our Save Our Strands. We have our call tonight, our virtual corporate party. It's going to start off with the party. It's Memorial Day, guys. So they're going to probably do something really fun and cool for Memorial Day. And so you want to join that call as well. And then tomorrow, you want to wake up to where? The Diamond Factory, okay? So that you can really get the tools to take your life to the next level. And I'm going to say aloha to everybody because tomorrow morning I'm on my flight to Hawaii. And again, don't forget, if you have prospects there, get them plugged into me, and I will hopefully help you plant those seeds in Hawaii. And so with that said, have a Wakanna day. We're going to see you at the top, the very top, the tip top.